Hello everyone, welcome to English Steps. I am Osama Walid, and today's lesson we're going to talk about adjective suffixes. As we learned in the previous lesson, suffixes change word class. For example, from verb to noun or from noun to adjective. But they can also change meaning. In today's step, we're going to focus on the suffixes that make adjectives, the suffixes able and able with I, and then the suffixes full and less. So let's start with the first part. In English, we can make adjectives out of verbs or nouns by using the following suffixes. The first one is OUS. For example, the word danger is a noun. We can change it into adjective by using the suffix OUS. It becomes dangerous. Another example, fame becomes famous. The second suffix is AL. For example, the word music becomes an adjective by adding the suffix AL. It becomes musical. Politics also becomes political. Industry becomes industrial. The suffix Y, for example, cloud becomes cloudy. Fog becomes foggy. Dirt becomes dirty. The suffix IVE is also used to make adjectives. For example, the verb attract becomes an adjective by adding this suffix, and it becomes attractive. Another example, create becomes creative. But keep in mind the spelling change that may happen to some words. Sometimes we double the last letter before we add the suffix, as in the words sunny and foggy. We also leave out the final E, as in the words create and fame. Sometimes we leave out the final S before we add the suffix AL, as in the words politics and economics. We also change the letter Y into I before we add the suffix AL, as in the word industry. Now let's talk about the suffix able. The suffix able, also able with I, is used to form many adjectives from nouns or verbs. For example, comfortable, suitable, enjoyable, and knowledgeable. But what does it mean? The suffix able and able with I means can be done. So if we describe something as washable, so it can be washed. Drinkable, it can be drunk. Comprehensible can be comprehended. Reliable, it can be trusted and relied on. Like when we describe a car or a machine, if we say this car is reliable, it never goes wrong or breaks down. Now, words ending in able with a quite often express the opposite meaning by adding the prefix un. For example, undrinkable, unreliable, unbreakable, uncomfortable, and unsuitable. On the other hand, words ending in able with I quite often express the opposite meaning by adding the prefix in. For example, when we describe something with incomprehensible, that means it cannot be understood or it's impossible to understand. Another example, inedible, if something cannot be eaten. Inflexible, when we describe a timetable that cannot be changed easily. Can we have more than one suffix in a word? The answer is yes. Let's take an example. Comprehend is a verb. We can make it into adjective by adding the suffix able, comprehensible. Then we can make it the opposite by using the prefix in, and it becomes incomprehensible. Then we can make it into a noun by using another suffix, and it becomes incomprehensibility. Another example, the word use as a verb. We can make it into an adjective and it becomes useful. We can also add another suffix to make it into a noun and it becomes usefulness. So, learning suffixes and prefixes is really important. It helps you with the spelling. It makes it easy for you to memorize the spelling of words. Now let's talk about the suffixes full and less. The suffix full often means full of. For example, if I describe someone with the adjective careful, it means he is full of care. Another example, useful, having some practical use. If something is painful, so it hurts a lot, it is full of pain. When we describe someone with the adjective thoughtful, it means he is kind and always thinks about others. The suffix less means without. For example, careless. This is when you do something without care. I say he is careless. Useless, if something has no use or function. Painless, if something doesn't cause pain. A person who is thoughtless, he doesn't think about what other people want or need. Homeless is a person who doesn't have a place to live. A person with nowhere to live. Keep in mind, you notice that the suffixes full and less are often used with the same words to form opposites, but that is not always true. For example, the adjective homeless means with nowhere to live, but a person with a home is not homeful. Thanks very much for watching. I hope that this was useful for you. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section of this video. Also, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next step. Goodbye.